4:30, Seattle Police Chief Shon Barnes has led the department since January. He took over a force that saw the ousting of a police chief amid claims of discrimination and escalating legal battles. Now, the department is looking to the future to boost staffing and address crime and violence in Seattle's roughest areas. Chief Shon Barnes is in studio with me. Thank you so much for being here. I've been looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mayor Bruce Harrell announced your arrival from Madison, Wisconsin in January. You were sworn in July. I'd like to know, what was your impression of SPD coming from Madison?
It was a department that obviously I knew about. I have friends who've been Seattle Police Department members, and one of your former chiefs was a friend and mentor of mine as well. So I know the department is extremely resilient, a hardworking police department, looking for some direction and looking to police forward.
SPD is on track to hire about 150 police officers this year by the end of the year. But we know that this particular vocation, recruiting, has been a challenge across the country, really. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think policing certainly has been under the microscope of a lot of people for a long time, and rightfully so. We've certainly gone from being, high discretion, low visibility, to being a lot of visibility on what we're doing, and that's okay. And so we have to innovate, we have to do better, and we have to get the right people in. And that's what our ad campaign that we're having right now, As You Are, is all about. We want people to bring their authentic self to the profession and lend your talents to the city of Seattle.
You've been in the force for many years, led different departments. I'd like to know, you talk about policing has changed. What kind of characteristics in an officer are important right now for the modern day police force? Yeah,
I think technology, understanding that much of what we do after that call for service will be done in front of a computer terminal. So you need to be familiar and wanting to work with the different systems that we have in order to process effectively so that we can get justice for victims. We're looking for people who are compassionate, people who understand community, people who are problem solvers, and people who are forward thinkers and innovators.
Chief, I'd like to ask you about crime hotspots in Seattle that have been problematic for many years. We're talking about the same spots, the same calls going out: sex trafficking, prostitution on Aurora Avenue, the open drug market, stolen goods market, and the CID. What are some of the biggest challenges in addressing those crime hotspots? And for people that are thinking, why can't we fix this quickly once and for all? What are some of the barriers, if there are barriers, for the department to address this type of chronic crime?
Sure. So ongoing challenges require ongoing solutions. And the biggest barrier is lack of consistency. And so what we're bringing to the department is consistency with a sense of urgency. We're trying to look at the underlying causes of why we're seeing crime and disorder in areas that have historically been issues here in Seattle, and we're working to find out why is this occurring, who do we need to partner with, because oftentimes it's more than just the police, bringing a whole of government approach to it. But more importantly, it has to be consistent. We have to be a city that is consistent in our message, consistent in our values, and consistent that we want a Seattle that is safe and feels safe for everyone.
You talk about the consistency as far as an expectation standpoint from residents in the city, from taxpayers in the city. Is there a timeline for when you would be happy with seeing big steps taken to noticeably reduce crime in those hotspot areas?
Yeah, I think it depends on what type of crime that we're looking at. Obviously, if you're talking about human trafficking, it takes time to rescue people and return them to their family, to make sure that the community is whole and well. But we're seeing some significant reductions in all of our major categories. I had the numbers pulled just before I came here. Homicides are down 42%, almost half compared to last year. That's fear of victims. Robbery down 16%, burglary down 20%, and vehicle theft down 22%. Now, let me be clear, any amount of crime is unacceptable to me, to my team. We're in the crime prevention business, but those numbers suggest that what we've been doing since January is working, and we have to stay on course.
Do you believe that a bigger force will make a noticeable dent?
Absolutely. You can do more with more. I don't believe you can do more with less. You can do different with less, but maybe not more. And so as we are about to celebrate our 150th hire, some police departments are not 150 officers. It shows that people understand our direction, they like it, they want to move forward with us, and they want to be a part of the solution.
I'd like to ask you about the care team, Chief, because this
Sure.
is a concept that is not at every major city police department. It's still relatively unique. With the new labor contract, the care team is being expanded. What is your hope as far as bringing the care team into this whole equation?
Yeah, so it's a concept that's relatively unique to Seattle, but not new. In my former job as a mid-sized agency, we had a care team that was very well received by our officers, and I think our care team is certainly received. Chief Barden is doing an amazing job making sure that they understand the scope of what they can do. We want them to be able to respond to some of the low-level disorder crimes, but our community service officers, they do similar work as well as our community therapist officers, so yes.
Will you continue to focus on the downtown 3rd Avenue core, or is it more spread out across Seattle?
Yeah, so every precinct has their what we call priority areas as part of our crime reduction strategy called Seattle-centric policing. And what we do is we measure dosage inside there. What is it that we're doing? Who are we partnering with? What patrols do we have there, whether it's foot patrol or saturated patrol? Are we using our detectives to make sure that people who are responsible for crime are held accountable? So we're really using a whole of government approach. We're using every available tool that we have in each of these priority areas, and we're going to stay consistent on that. We're going to keep moving until we see the movement that people want in Seattle. I'm very proud of that.
Chief, what do you make of the Trump administration sending federal troops to cities like Los Angeles and Memphis? It has not happened here in Seattle, but I know that you've spoken publicly about this before. What is your stance on the federal government sending the National Guard to help reduce crime?
Yeah, you know, I think that is the role of police departments, and, you know, I've talked to police chiefs who have had different experiences with the National Guard. Some chiefs have welcomed them and used them to supplement things like traffic control or stand on crime scenes. Others have been opposed to it because they have no say and no input in it. You know, I don't think it's necessary here. I would rather have the money for investment in our people, investment in Seattle, investment in the communities that have been historically been disinvested in, and then let's see if that works first.
Election day is next week. It's next Tuesday.
Sure.
You were brought in under Mayor Bruce Harrell, who is running for re-election.
Sure.
Voters in Seattle could potentially elect a new mayor.
Sure.
How does that affect your leadership at SPD? How does that affect the department?
Yeah, I began by talking about consistency and sense of urgency. That does not change no matter who the mayor is. Yes, I was brought in by Mayor Bruce Harrell. We are aligned in what we want to do, which is I asked him, I said, hey, can I have the opportunity to use other city departments to help solve problems? And he said yes, and I hope that continues no matter who the mayor is.
You've been here for almost a full year now, Chief.
Really? I think it's been like 7 years. Are you sure?
A lot accomplished in almost a year. Looking ahead to 2026, and this is my last question for you, what is your #1 priority for 2026?
My #1 priority really is crime prevention and the safety of everyone. I want these numbers to reflect how people feel as well. I want people to remember Seattle the way they describe it to me when I'm at community meetings. And I want people to know that you have a police department that is truly dedicated to your safety. And we're going to do what it takes, day by day, minute by minute, if we have to ensure that this city is safe.
All right, Police Chief Shon Barnes, thank you for your
Thank
candor.
you
I
so
really
much,
appreciate
Mary. I
it.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you missed any part of my conversation with Seattle Police Chief Shon Barnes, we posted the entire interview for you on KOMONews.com as well as the KOMO YouTube page.